When your engine runs too hot, it's not just an inconvenience. It can destroy your car. A failed cooling system can crack a head gasket, warp the cylinder head, and even ruin the entire engine. But here's the good news. Most cooling system problems can be diagnosed and repaired with the right knowledge and tools. In this video, we're breaking down 7 expert-backed tips to repair the engine cooling system on your car. These aren't generic tips. They're the same techniques real mechanics use in the shop every day. Tip number 1, always start with a pressure test. Before you replace a single part, you need to know where the problem is. Mechanics will tell you, the best first step in diagnosing a cooling system issue is a cooling system pressure test. A pressure tester lets you simulate the pressure that builds up in the system when the engine is hot, without actually running it. Simply attach the tester to the radiator or reservoir cap. Pump it up to the recommended PSI, usually written on your radiator cap, and watch for leaks. If the system loses pressure and you see coolant dripping under the car, you've found your leak. Look closely at radiator hoses, the water pump, thermostat housing, heater core hoses, and the radiator itself. This step can save you hours of guessing. And remember, if you don't fix the leak, no amount of part swapping will solve the overheating problem. Tip number 2, inspect the radiator cap. It's more important than you think. The radiator cap does more than just seal the system. It maintains pressure, which raises the boiling point of the coolant. If the cap is faulty, it can't hold pressure, leading to premature boiling, coolant loss, and overheating. A mechanic will often test the cap with a pressure tester, or simply replace it if it's more than 5 years old. Look for cracks, dried rubber seals, or rust on the spring mechanism. Don't underestimate this little part. It's a $10 fix that can prevent a $2,000 engine rebuild. Tip number 3, flush the cooling system completely before adding new coolant. Replacing a failed part, like a radiator or thermostat, is great, but it won't help if your coolant is filled with rust, oil, or debris. That's why mechanics always flush the system when doing cooling system repairs. This not only helps your new parts last longer, but it restores the system's efficiency. Avoid using plain tap water, especially in hard water areas. It can cause mineral buildup inside the radiator and heater core over time. Tip number 4, don't just replace the thermostat. Test it first. The thermostat regulates coolant flow and is a common failure point. But before you replace it, try this mechanic-approved trick, the hot water test. Remove the thermostat and place it in a pot of water. Heat the water with a thermometer nearby. The thermostat should begin to open around 180 to 195 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on your car's specifications. If it sticks closed or doesn't move at all, it's bad. If it opens and closes properly, your issue might be elsewhere. This quick test can save you from throwing money at parts that aren't broken. Tip number 5, check the water pump, especially the weep hole and bearings. A failing water pump won't circulate coolant effectively, which means your engine will overheat. But how can you tell it's bad? First, look under the pump for a weep hole. If you see dried coolant trails or fresh dripping, the internal seal has failed. Second, grab the water pump pulley, if accessible, and check for bearing play by wiggling it side to side. Any looseness means it's time to replace it. Also, listen for a high-pitched whining noise. That's another sign the water pump bearing is failing. When replacing a water pump, make sure to clean the mounting surface thoroughly, and always use the new gasket or sealant provided. A bad seal here can cause coolant leaks and poor circulation. Tip number 6, bleed the air out, or you'll keep overheating. After refilling your coolant, you must bleed the air out of the system. Trapped air can cause hot spots, poor heater performance, and overheating, even if the system is full of coolant. Many cars have a bleeder screw on the thermostat housing or radiator. Open it with the engine running and let air escape until only coolant flows out. If your car doesn't have a bleeder, park on a slight incline with the radiator cap off. Run the engine with the heater on max and gently rev the engine. Watch for bubbles and top off the coolant as needed. Once the air is out, the temperature gauge should stabilize and the heater will blow hot again. Mechanics know this step is crucial. Skip it, and you'll chase phantom overheating issues for days. Tip number 7, don't forget about the cooling fans and relays. Your radiator fan plays a vital role, especially when you're sitting in traffic or idling. If the fan doesn't kick on when the engine heats up, your car will overheat, even if everything else is working. Here's how to check. Turn on the AC. Many fan systems are designed to turn on automatically with the AC. If the fan doesn't spin, you may have a blown fuse, bad relay, or faulty fan motor. Unplug the fan and test for voltage when the engine is hot. If power is there and the fan isn't spinning, the motor is toast. No power at the plug? Trace it back to the fan relay, fuse, or temperature sensor. Many cars use a coolant temperature sensor to tell the computer when to turn on the fan. A faulty sensor can cause the fan to never engage, even when the engine is boiling. This is one area where an OBD2 scan tool or basic multimeter can save the day. Tip number 8. Inspect heater core function. It's more than just cabin heat. Most people think the heater core is only about keeping you warm in winter, but it's actually part of the engine's cooling system. If it's clogged, leaking, or malfunctioning, it can cause coolant flow issues, overheating, or a loss of coolant. Here's how to check it. Low heat in the cabin, even when the engine is hot, usually points to a restricted heater core. Feel the inlet and outlet hoses going to the heater core. If one is hot and the other is cool, flow is blocked. A sweet smell inside the cabin, foggy windows, or damp carpet under the dashboard means the heater core is leaking. If you suspect a clog, mechanics often try a back flush using a garden hose or low-pressure flush tool. Just disconnect both heater hoses and flush water through in reverse direction. You'll often see rust, sludge, or debris come out, restoring flow and heater performance. And remember, a clogged heater core reduces the system's cooling capacity overall. Don't ignore it, even in the summer. Closing thoughts. The engine cooling system is one of the most important and most overlooked parts of your car. If you ignore a minor coolant leak or a bad radiator cap, it could end in a blown head gasket or even a seized engine. But now that you know these 7 expert tips, you're armed with the knowledge to inspect, diagnose, and repair your cooling system like a pro. Here's a quick recap. Start with a pressure test to locate leaks. Inspect the radiator cap and replace it if it's faulty. Always flush the system before refilling. Test your thermostat before replacing. Check the water pump for leaks and bearing failure. Bleed air out of the system after filling. Make sure the radiator fan works and check relays, sensors, and fuses. Whether you're a DIY enthusiast or just want to avoid being scammed at the repair shop, this knowledge puts you in the driver's seat. Literally. Thanks for watching. And if this helped, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone whose temperature gauge is creeping too high. Drive safe, stay cool, and keep your engine running like new.